Found some electrical tape. This bike here is a 1979 Sportster. It's a Ironhead Sportster. I bought this a few months ago. Found it on Facebook Marketplace, posted for a really good price, so I went and snagged it up. Issue is the person that bought it from the last registered owner, when it was on the road, didn't transfer the title. But they signed the title. Of course the AC has to kick on that. Oh well, I'm going to keep talking through it. You guys might hear that a little bit. I want to get this thing on the road. I've got a few different ideas for what I want to do with this bike. All of my baby pictures were taken with a part from a 76 Sportster my dad was building. I will scan some of those and put those in the video. But all the baby pictures we have of me were taken with parts of this Sportster as my dad was building it. And it's raked out, hardtail, just, you know, chopper. So I kind of want to build one of those. We still have my dad's Sportster. It's sitting over in the garage attached to the house. But he won't let me work on it until we get other shit done. So I'm going to get other shit done. Another idea I had is a lot of guys build like dirt bikes or adventure bikes, enduro bikes, whatever you want to call them, out of Evo Sportsters. I've never seen anybody do an Ironhead, and there's probably a reason for that. These motors just rattle themselves apart. They're not really what you'd call reliable, and it's probably just all around not a good idea to do that with an Ironhead Sportster. But I'm not known for my good ideas, so I think it'd be cool to build this thing into adventure bike, off-road, dual sport, whatever. So yeah, that's another idea I had. I've gone as far to like design a whole custom frame and everything on my computer for that. That wouldn't be that hard to build. But yeah, so I just looked at the title. The last person to actually transfer the had the title in their name doesn't live too far from me. He's about an hour away. So I've got a video that is rendering right now. As soon as it's done, I'm going to start unloading it. And then we are going to hop on the bike while it's uploading and go run over and see if I can get this dude to file for a lost title, just to make everything easier for me. So yeah, this bike, it's rough. There's no shift link, or most of the shift linkage is gone. Both brake masters are gone. The wiring's an absolute disaster, but it does start. I can hook it up to jumper cables and this thing will fire right up. Idle just fine. So I mean, it's a good motor. There's some good parts here, but it's also a 79, which apparently from what I've been reading is kind of a bastard child here. Not a whole lot of support for this exact frame and everything. So yeah, let's get that video uploaded so you guys hopefully will have already watched it. It was us taking the ECU out of Eric's Pursuit. It's a pretty funny video in my opinion. If you guys haven't seen it, go watch it. Even if you don't have a Pursuit, it's just three slightly intoxicated idiots working on someone's bike. So that's always a good time. But yeah, we'll get that uploaded and we'll see what we can do about a title for this bike. Hey, welcome back to Pharryn Prairie Lands. Got a new project today because the dude that was going to get me a title for my Sportster fell through. So I bought a golf cart. It's a 1973 Harley-Davidson three-wheeled golf cart. Pretty cool little thing. It was owned by a man, Corey Craw. I don't know. But yeah, that's neat. Their website's on the side. But I want to just hack up that Sportster and stuff that 1000cc Ironhead motor in here. Dad wants me to keep it original. It's not original already. It was left outside with the cylinder head off for a number of years, so the original motor was just completely rusted and junk. But the guy I bought it from had a buddy that worked for a golf cart shop, and they had a golf cart in there that had gotten in a pretty bad head-on collision with something and ruined the front end of it, so they sold him the motor cheap. So this has the engine out of a club car, and then the rest of it's all Harley. So I guess just to make Dad happy, I'm going to try and get this stuff working, but I'm not going to really put any money into making it work with this engine since it's not the original engine anyway. And I would rather have the Sportster engine in. So we will, just being here, I'll bring you in here and we will just kind of look at it, see what's going on here, see what we can figure out. Alright, here is the engine. Like I said, it's a club car engine. I don't know what year it's out of or anything like that, but really I have no clue what's going on here. The extent of me working on golf carts has been messing around getting one running that sits for a year and a half, 2 years at a time. But looks like this thing's supposed to bolt down right here, and then the starter generator sitting over here in the battery box. It's got a bolt on over here. I have no clue what's going on with any of this linkage on the car, what any of it is, why that's just stuffed in the car, or really anything. Okay, that's going to be your choke, so this must be the throttle, I guess. I don't know. Few things, I don't have a belt for that starter generator. I don't know what size belt to buy, but I do have somewhere in here, I have a adjustable belt that I bought years ago for a tractor, never used. Spark plugs just finger tied in there, nice and oily. That's good. I think to start with, might be best to try and bar this thing over. Oh. That can't be turning over. That is like no compression. Let's actually tighten this spark plug up and see if that feels any better, because that's all this motor's got. I'm not even going to mess with it. Yeah, that is like no compression at all. That's bad. I've never seen a motor that bad. I mean, it's not seized up, it would probably run. But do I want to mess with taking the time to get it running if this motor is basically junk? Well, I could just put that effort towards gutting this crap and stuffing that Sportster motor in it. Fuck it. We will we'll throw that starter generator on it, hook some power up to it, and see if we can get it to fire. If it'll fire up and run, then we might mess with it. But there's so much linkage and everything off of this that it's going to be a project. If we get this, it'd be almost as much work to get this thing running as it would to just throw that Sportster motor in, because I know that Sportster runs. So yeah. Well, let's get that generator on, see what we can do. I'm gonna start some music up, and we've got a video coming out here real quick, about 30 minutes, so see if I can get this on there before then, and maybe some of you guys be in the chat and the premiere. belt for these. This is a starter generator. I guess we'll start from the beginning. Golf carts don't have like a separate starter, an alternator, or generator. It's built into one. So this is your starter and your generator all in one. So you need this. This has to be there. And it's belt driven to the pulley on the back of the flywheel here. So I don't have the right size belt, but what I do have is this adjustable V-belt I bought years ago for I think our farm-all, and never used it because I just ended up buying the correct belt for the farm-all. But we're gonna use it on this just to get a belt on here to try it out. Honestly, I'm still hoping it just doesn't work. Gotta figure out how to take this apart. Okay, that's not hard. You just grab one of these and twist, and then the second one in, you can just turn the whole thing, and it comes apart. So let's see about how much we need. This is just going to be a pain, isn't it? Sportster motor's looking better and better. Okay, so we'll take this one apart right there, that one. Come on, get out. Okay, so that's getting me tearing up my new pants. Oh man, this stuff's pretty easy to work with, honestly. I kind of like it. What would be easier though is a goddamn chain drive. Okay, so there's my belt. Turn it this way around so it digs into the V there. And there ain't really going to be a great way you can get this on there, is it? belt too long, but a lot of work to just try and fire it. Yep. Okay, now I'm thinking about this ride, which I don't really know. I don't know that much about golf carts. But the way I think this stuff works is that motor turns over one way for forward and it turns over the other way for reverse. So you don't actually have a reverse gear, it's just you're spinning the engine backwards. At least on these real old ones. Yeah, there's no kind of transmission or anything in here. It's just a fucking mess, but it's not really what we're talking about. And the only thing you have going from your gear shifter to anything is just wires to the starter generator. So, this is going to be our trigger for the coil. I'll get you guys in here once I get this all wired up, figured out. But this is just going to be me kind of going through it, trying to make sense of it. But, well, actually, where I'm at now, it should just be, there's a wire running in here that's obviously just meant to go to the negative side of the coil. And then from here, it should just be run a hot wire to the coil. Ground this motor, and there's a ground strap and a bolt within reach. So I should just be able to hook a battery up, or just set a battery in it, go ahead and ground it, then just put the ground on it, run a hot wire to the coil, and just a jumper cable to somewhere on this starter generator, and it should come to life and turn this thing over. Okay. Could be wrong. I've been wrong once or twice. Where do I have the battery? Or what can I steal a battery out of? Okay, we got the parts there, so we are grounded. Alright, we're just going to touch some shit on the starter generator here and see what happens. Nothing. 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 Hook this ground up too. Okay, these jumper cables suck, but that was turning it over. So let's grab jumper cables that probably don't catch on fire. Well, I was wrong about the probably not catching on fire. Nope, that's not right. Okay, so she turns. I don't know when that stopped recording, but turned it over pretty good. Let's give her a shot of this starting fluid. See what she'll do with that. Over way slower than it was. How many volts am I down to in the battery? .91. Why is this battery just sitting around? That's a good battery. What's that out of? Huh. Okay, I made my belt too long. It's just slipping. Alright, I had to go do my duties as the cool uncle and take my niece for a motorcycle ride. And a golf cart ride and teach her how to skateboard and watch her ride her dirt bike and all kinds of stuff. But now we're back to this so we can start chopping shit off. I think where we're going to start is these factory motor mounts on the swing arm. We're just gonna hack them off with the plasma torch about as close as I can to the actual swing arm. And then then we'll unbolt this shock here from both ends. Just ditch it for now. We may end up putting the rear shock in it, or we may go coilovers in the rear if I can find a set that seem like they would be about the right spring rate and everything. But we'll unbolt that, and I think this cross member here is going to have to get cut out. So we will have to brace this rear end in a couple places after the motor's in, just to make sure it's good. But I think the motor and the axle, and the jack shaft should all be able to mount to the swing arm, which would save me from having to build a fancy chain tensioner. I can just build a basic, normal, just skateboard wheel chain tensioner, which will be real easy to do. So that'll be nice. Yeah. Sorry, I ate way too much food and I'm like half asleep. But I need to get some stuff done on this thing. So we're gonna get to hacking on these motor mounts, then we will unbolt that shock, cut that cross member, and then we may start tearing apart the Sportster. I might cut this battery tray off, or I might wait to do it. Haven't decided on that yet. I don't think I'm going to use it. Depending on how far back the engine sticks and just how much room I have in the back, I might mount batteries back here where the old fuel tank was, because I think I'm going to do the fuel tank in the front. So might do batteries in the back here, and man, I want to do multiple car batteries and have them wired up to where one of them is just to start the engine, and then the other two, or I think I'm going to run 3. And the other 2 would be to run stereo and lights and everything when this is off. And then when the car's running, they would all charge off of the generator on that thing. Hopefully that generator will put out enough. If not, I know you can get alternators for them that'll put out a little more juice. And if that's still not good enough, I will probably end up putting a sprocket on an alternator and running it off of either the jack shaft or the axle. So while you're driving, it would really charge the thing, and then while you're not, it would discharge and just run out, or not discharge, it just run off the generator or alternator on the motor. I don't know. We'll figure that out. That's way on down the line. I'm thinking way too far ahead of myself. I need to get that engine sitting in this frame and like poking out of this body. So, quit rambling. I'm too tired for rambling. Or I'm too tired for rambling. So let's cut. Darn it. What if I grounded that? That'll cut. Okay, loading helmet. My battery in this thing is had the low battery light on for a while now, and I still haven't changed it. So this thing may just quit working on me at any point. And I don't have any extra batteries for it. And I don't know what batteries it takes. So we're just gonna run it till it stops working, and then we'll go find some batteries.